All right, warm up for Unit 4, Lesson 5. Let's practice foiling, which is a specific term. Foil, first, outer, inner, last, is how I multiply or how I distribute a binomial to another binomial. Okay, so first, 4 times 4 is 16, x times x. When the bases are the same, you add the exponents. That's a 2. 12x for the outside, inside. That was first, by the way. Inside is another 12x. Last is 9. Combine like terms. Final answer is 16x plus 24x plus 9. All right. Let me get my key so I'm making sure I'm correct. For this one, maybe you noticed that in the original problem, you had the same first term, the same last term, and then you had the same sign. That gives you a perfect square on this end, a perfect square on that end, and you have a middle term. Okay? So what's going to happen when you have the first term the same, the last term the same, but then you have opposite signs? Let's see. This is going to be 4x squared plus 14x minus 14x minus 49. Notice that your two middle terms are the same, only opposite signs, so they combine away. So you're actually left with a 2 term. So when the sign's the same, you'll get 3 terms. When the signs are opposite, you'll get 2 terms. Okay. This one I prefer to multiply or foil first. So leave this out here. This would be x squared minus 7x minus 7x plus 49. Combine like terms, 3x, 2x, 14x. Get you there. And now distribute. This is going to be 3 times 1 is 3. X to the first power plus 2 is 3. This one is negative 42 and x squared. This one is positive 147 and x, because that's what my calculator says. Hopefully that's correct. Let me know if it's not. All right, next, so remember, you get 3 terms when the first one is the same and the last one's the same and the same signs are the same. Okay, you get 3 terms. All right, this one here, that's the same as writing this twice. I prefer to go ahead and write it out twice so I can foil it, because some people go over here and they do this. Is this correct? Well, let's find out. So let's see, that would be x squared, that would be plus 4x plus 4x plus 16. So my final answer would be 2x plus 8x plus 16. So definitely not that, okay? Can't shorthand that way. This is a 4 term. What do? We divide it in half. Look at the first half, pull out the GCF. They both have a y in common, and after you take that out, what's left is that. Go over here and write that same thing over here. How do I go from negative 5x to an x? 1 into that is a negative 5. So my final answer is x plus 7 times y minus 5. Okay, and if you fold it back, you would get that. You can always check on your tests, okay? Here, take a moment. This times this, this times this, this times this, this times this. Oops. All right, you get this. The order of the middle 2 terms is unimportant as long as the sign goes with the 5 in this case, okay? So that is my final answer right there. All right, another 4 term. Let's see, take out an x and a y. You're going to be left with 5x plus 4 plus 4. 5x plus 4. Let's see, 5 into 35 goes a positive 7 times. That looks good. Greatest common factor. That's a 4, by the way. And what's left goes in there. A little brush up on our square roots. The square root of 9 is 3. Find the square root button on your calculator. You can do that one on your calculator, but this one you can't. This is the same thing as x to the 1 times x to the 1, right? So when you root that out, that's going to be an x, or an x to the 1 is the square root of x, okay? The square root of 16a squared. The square root of 16 is 4. The square root of a squared is a. Square root of 144 is 12. Square root of 36 is 6, and t. Okay. Factor completely. Don't forget the GCF where you can, because you need to do that. Take a moment, write down what you have left, because then you need to know how to factor that. Negative, negative is a positive and a negative. Then I need factors of 18 that are 3 apart, because these are opposite signs. So that's not 1 and 18, or 2 and 9. So what else is there? 3 and 6. Okay? If this was a negative 6 and a positive 3, you'd get a negative 3. So the 6 has to go here. Remember, we're putting these things in. Negative 6 here and a 3 there. Okay? I think there is, yeah, let me do the rest in a minute.